edition to edition of the narrative techniques on. If you can hear me, let me see. Let me see your thumb. Let me see your thumb. Okay, if you can hear me, let me see your thumb. Are we together? If you can hear me, let me see your thumb. Okay. Anyone in the house? Are you ready with your material? I am ready. If you are ready, let's go. I can't see anyone in the house yet. Yes. Okay. We want to look at the narrative techniques. We're talking about the actions that we have in Redemption Road. We're picking it chapter by chapter. We may not finish everything tonight. Subsequently, in other lectures, we are going to do just that. I am ready if you are ready. Okay, we'll be looking at, I can see, let me see your messages if you are there. Okay, hi, okay, you are there. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me see your yes. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me see your yes. Okay. Can I see your yes? If you can hear my voice, let me see your yes. Type in your yes. Type in your yes if you can hear me loud and clear wherever you are. Okay, so let's go. Redemption Road. Okay, thank you. I can say the yes. Let's start Redemption Road. In Redemption Road, the Redemption Road starts with a poetic prologue. We'll be spending just 1 hour in this class. It starts with a poetic prologue. When I say poetic prologue, it means we are given a prologue that is composed in the form of a poem. And the title of the poetic prologue is 1980. Redemption is here. 1980. 1980. Redemption is here. Yes, I am in Nigeria. And we're talking about Redemption Road. Yes, I'm in Nigeria. Have I answered your question? Okay, so let's continue. 1980. Redemption is here. The poetic prologue, which opens Redemption Road. So let's go. The poem says, one mother rejoices, one mother grieves, one woman dances, one woman weeps. That's the poem. That's the stanza 1 of this poetic prologue. One mother rejoices, one mother grieves, one woman dances, and one woman weeps. We have 4 lines for the stanza 1 of the poem. 4 lines. And you know, a 4-line poem is called quatrain. Do you get that? Quatrain. If you get that, let me see you type your yes again. Quatrain. 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 Yes. Quatrain. Quatrain is a 4-line stanza, and this poem is giving us for the stanza 1. We have antithesis, where the balance is one mother against the woman that is grieving. One woman is rejoicing, the other woman is grieving. So we have that. And the other one, we have one woman that is dancing and the other woman is weeping. So why? Let's ask ourselves, why? Why do we have a mother dancing? Why do we have a mother grieving? That's stanza 1. Then stanza 2 of the opening poetic prologue says, and what, pray tell, was Redemption Road paved with? If you are with me, just open the poem, open the text in front of you. We are on the page where you have the 1980. Redemption is here. And what, pray tell, was Redemption Road paved with? Good intentions, aid from abroad, greed, blood, rigged elections, more blood, and still more blood. So, 1990, redemption comes again. This time, almost everyone rejoices. Then, everyone grieves. Almost everyone dances. Then, almost everyone weeps. Over a decade of turmoil and prayers for peace. Over a decade of turmoil and prayers for peace. So that's the poetic prologue that we have in the opening chapter. That's the poetic prologue that we have. So in this poem now, we're talking about the political terrain in Liberia, where you have an incoming government toppling the established government in order to exercise their own rule. Of course, there are parties that this will favor, and there are parties that this will not favor. So that's why we have one mother rejoicing and we have the other mother grieving. We have them. And remember, every aid that you see from abroad, there is always one hidden intention behind every aid that you see from abroad. So the poem is not asking us, what is the intention behind this redemption, this usurping of power? What is the intention? Is it greed? Is it blood? Is it rigged elections? Is it more blood? So this is what we have. We have this antithesis there in the poem, setting the tone that after 10 years, there is no change. After 10 years, there is no change. The problem persists in Liberia. So that's what we have in the opening prologue. So let's go to chapter 1 of Redemption Road. For the chapter 1, people gather together in the chapter 1. People gather together to pay their last respect. They are paying their last respect to Catherine May Tyler Lewis. Please put that down. Catherine May Tyler Lewis. This is the matriarch of the Lewis dynasty. So they are conducting a memorial after 10 years of her death. Catherine May Tyler died 10 years ago, but there was no burial because of the political upheaval in Liberia. There was no burial. So it was 10 years after her death. That is when you have people coming together for a memorial service. 10 years after. So at the memorial, you have lots of people, friends and family. You have Ben Lewis. Ben Lewis is there. You have Eva Lewis. And you have Bendu Lewis. Bendu Lewis is the protagonist of Redemption Road. Bendu Lewis is the protagonist, the central character. When I say protagonist, I'm talking about the central character that you have in a prose work. So Bendu is there. Bendu Lewis is actually the person who stays with grandma, that is Catherine May Tyler Lewis, up to the point of her death. So they don't know the pain she passed through at the point of grandma's death. They don't know the pain she passed through. So everyone is gathered, friends are there. Even we have students and friends from Peace in Practice. This is an NGO that is run by Bendu. Are we still together? So they are gathered there in their own dreads. Some of them are crying. I know there is a belief in Africa that the soul of the departed, the soul of the dead lingers around. The soul of the dead lingers around. So there's the particular place in the novel where we are told that some of them are talking directly or indirectly to Catherine May Tyler in heaven, because they believe that the soul of this woman is somewhere around. So as this memorial service is going on, Ben Lewis and Eva Lewis, as well as cousin Rebecca, they have their eye on Bendu, because they believe, they thinking, they're contemplating what she could be up to at that moment. They're contemplating that, oh, what is, yeah, Oshuda Korede, I can see you. Hi, can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me just type in your hi again. If you can hear me, just say yes if you can hear me. All right, let us continue. So everyone's eyes is fixed. Everyone's eyes is fixed on Bendu Lewis. They want to know what she's up to. But for Bendu Lewis, they can't understand the pain she's going through. Okay, yeah. All right. I can see you there. Let's continue. Everyone wants to know what Bendu Lewis is up to. They don't know. They don't know the pain she's passing through. But they want to know. They want to know the pain they want to know why she's just there. They don't know what is going on in her head. So here now, we have the power of the third person omniscient point of view. The third person omniscient point of view. You know what is that all about? The third person omniscient point of view. Third person, are you taking that down? Third person omniscient point of view. Yeah, that is what we have. That is it on the board there. Third person omniscient point of view. They want to know what is going on in our mind, and the narrator is telling us that they don't know, and Bendu is telling them that they can't understand what is happening to her because they were not there. They were not there at the point where Granny May died. On page 2 of the text, we have it there that none of them will ever understand my pain. That is, Bendu is thinking. Bendu is telling us that none of them will ever understand my pain. Bendu thought, looking around and fanning herself. Then right there in the middle of the memorial service, all right, okay, right now I'm going to run the list of the narrative techniques. The narrative techniques used in chapter 1. The narrative techniques used in chapter 1 of Redemption Road. The narrative techniques used in chapter 1 of Redemption Road. I told you earlier, okay, you're coming in. Once the link works, please just type in yes. Once the link works, please type in yes. Let me know that you are on. Let me see your names. As you're coming in, let me see your names quickly. There is no time. The time is fast spent. This is 14 minutes already gone. Once you are connected, please just type in your name. Let me see your name. All right, let us continue. The narrative techniques used in chapter 1 of Redemption Road. I told you already that in chapter 1 that we have the memorial service organized for Catherine May Tyler Lewis, and everyone is gathered there, and all eyes are on Bendu Lewis. They are thinking that, oh, what is she up to? What does she want to do? Everyone knows that Bendu disappeared for 1 year. Went behind the line to join the rebels, so everyone is aware. So they have their eyes fixed on her. They want to know what she is up to. is organized for Catherine May Tyler Lewis, the grandmother. So the first narrative technique used in the text, is the third person, omniscient point of view. This third person omniscient point of view. That is the first narrative technique used there. Yes, and I will run instances for you now. That's the first narrative technique used in chapter 1 of the text. Let us go into the instances where we see that it is third person omniscient point of view. And I told you that we have that one on page 2 of the text. Page 2 of the text, it says, "None of them will ever understand my pain," Bendu thought. None of them will ever understood my pain, Bendu thought. Now, the power of the narrator to enter the mind, the consciousness of the characters, we have that in the third person omniscient point of view. So none of them will ever understand my pain. Bendu is thinking, and the narrator is going into Bendu's head to tell us what Bendu is thinking. Are you with me? Then, from there, the power of third person omniscient point of view now takes us into the past. What happened 10 years ago, as Bendu Lewis is remembering what happened 10 years ago. And that brings us to another narrative technique. Used in the text. And that one is flashback. Yeah, flashback. That is the second narrative technique used. And this takes us straight to where? We are still in chapter 1. So this takes us straight to Charlietown. Flashback now, taking us to Charlietown 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, Bendu Lewis is carrying a grandmother in a wheelbarrow. New Star Comics, I can see you. This is my eye here. Beatrice Bamidele, I can see you. Welcome to the live. What you've missed so far, we've entered the narrative techniques used in chapter 1 of Redemption Road, and that is it on the board. We said the first one is third person omniscient point of view. And third person omniscient point of view is the all-knowing narrator, the narrator that knows all, that sees all, and that tells all. So the second one is now the flashback. That's the second narrative technique that we're talking about. And I'm about just taking you into the world of the flashback. Flashback is going into past events in the present time. Through the eyes of a character. They take us to past events in the present time. Now, let us run through the actions that shows the past event in the present time in Redemption Road. Now, number 1, Charlietown. When Bendu Lewis is carrying Granny May Tyler Lewis, her grandmother, in a wheelbarrow, trying to push her to safety from the rebel attack that is chasing all the villagers. She's trying her best to make sure she survives with the grandmother. So while that one is going on, we are in Charlietown. So people, the passers-by, the villagers, the old and the young, they were fleeing and running for their lives. But Bendu sticks with Granny May, trying to push her to safety. She's promising Granny May that, Granny May, don't worry, we are going to live here together. Nothing is going to happen to you. We are getting out of this problem. We are getting out of this attack together, and we'll be alive. So that is the flashback that is happening in Charlietown. Let me write the name of the setting for you. Again, flashback takes us to, this is the spelling. Charlie Town. Flashback takes us to Charlie Town. Please note that quickly. Flashback takes us to Charlie Town, where Bendu Lewis is pushing a grandmother in a wheelbarrow and trying to be safe from the attack of the rebels. So that is number 2, the second technique that is used. The second technique that is used. I have told you that I've told you basically what happens in chapter 1 of this text is the memorial service that is organized for Granny May. That is the major thing that happened there. The memorial service that is organized to honor the memory of Granny May Tyler Lewis, and how people are gathered in their hundreds. Bendu's father, Bendu's mother, cousin Rebecca, Siata, Bendu's sister, and people from the Peace in Practice. People from the Peace in Practice, they are also there. Peace in Practice. They are also there. And who are those from the Peace in Practice? But in chapter 1, in that chapter 1, we were told this Peace in Practice was not mentioned. They called it Peace Education Center in chapter 1. Peace Education Center. That was what it was called in chapter 1. So what are those people? Yeah, can I see you? Yes. Akorede, you are in the house. Can you just tell me the name of one person that comes from Peace in Practice? Is Akorede, please type in your answer. Tell me one person that comes in from Peace in Practice. Tell me one person that comes in from Peace in Practice. Akorede, are you with me? Comes from Peace in Practice. I was in a tunnel. Any idea? And couldn't see the light. Okay, let me run the names of those that are there from Peace in Practice. From Peace in Practice, we have Agnes Jala. Agnes Jala comes from Peace in Practice. Agnes Jala comes from Peace in Practice. Aside Agnes Jala, we also have Tene. That's number 2. First person that I gave you the name from Peace in Practice. Yes, Peace in Practice that attended the memorial. The first person that attended the memorial from Peace in Practice, we have Agnes Jala. Agnes Jala comes from Peace in Practice. Then number 2, we have Tene from Peace in Practice, Peace Education Center, Tene. Then number 3, we have Josephine. We have Josephine as well from Peace in Practice. Okay, yeah, I can see Akorede. Finally, you answered my question. Yeah, you have finally answered the question there. Thank you. So we have Agnes, and Agnes Jala is the co-director at Peace in Practice. Agnes Jala is the co-director in Peace in Practice. The deputy of Bendu Lewis. Do not forget that Peace in Practice is an NGO that is founded by Bendu Lewis to help war survivors, to rehabilitate them, to disarm children soldiers. Peace in Practice is an NGO instituted by Bendu Lewis. So we have all of them coming down to support Bendu at the memorial service. Yeah. So now we have third person omniscient point of view. We have flashback as well, narrative techniques. Another narrative technique that we have in chapter 1, we have allusion. Allusion is when you make reference. Allusion is when you make reference to a work of art, to the Bible, to the history, to places. That is allusion. When you make reference, that is allusion. And the type of allusion that is used in the chapter 1, the type of allusion that is used in chapter 1 is historical allusion. Historical allusion. Is that taken? Historical allusion. And where is historical allusion used in chapter 1? It is used where we are told the story of how President Samuel K. Doe, how President Samuel K. Doe comes into power and unseats President Tolbert. That really happens in Liberia. We have President Tolbert there, but Samuel Doe now comes around and then unseats President Tolbert. Let me give you the names. Let me give you the names of the elusive characters there. One, we have President. This is President, yeah? President Tolbert. Then number two now, we have President K. Doe. Then three, we have Charles Taylor. So this is the first person there. Then President K. Doe comes around and unseats him. He overthrows this man. Then Charles Taylor also now comes and overthrows President K. Doe. That's historical allusion that we have. Historical allusion that we have there in chapter 1. Is that taken? Are you with me? Please, if you're still in the house and you're still following the lecture, let me see. Can you just type it? Let me see how you type for me the names of the presidents. Who is the first president that is overthrown? Yeah, let me see the answer on the screen. Yeah, who is the first president according to Redemption Road? Who is the first president that is overthrown? Yes, Moshood, can I see your answer? Beatrice Bamdeli, can I see your answer? Can you just type in your answer? Type in your answer. Let me see if you're following the class. I'm waiting. Type in your answer. Who is the first president to be overthrown in Liberia according to Redemption Road? Yes. Moshood, I'm still waiting for you. Beatrice, I'm still waiting for you. Who is the first president? You're not typing. Yes. Who's the first president that is overthrown in Liberia? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Lekon, that's great. That's the answer. Thank you. Now, who overthrows Tolbert? Yeah, keep the answer coming. Thank you. That's good. Lekon, I can see you. And that's Nefesi, you are there. Okay, Nefesi, you are there. That's good. Yeah, Moshood Akwede. Yeah, how about you? Who overthrows Tolbert now? Type in your answer quickly so we can move along. Who overthrows Tolbert? Yes, who overthrows Tolbert? Type in your answers. Let me see if you're following me. Yeah, God bless you. Nefesi, I can see you. You're really following the class. All right. Moshood, you are not telling me the person who overthrows Tolbert. Okay, now let me tell you one thing now. During President Tolbert, that is when you have Eva and Ben Lewis. That's Bendu's father. They are part of the government. During President Tolbert, Bendu's father and mother, they are part of the government. But as soon as President K. Doe comes around and they overthrow, then they lose their power. And they lose their position in Liberia. Then they have nothing to do but to just run. They travel out. They go to America upon the overthrow of President Tolbert. Now, the last question now. Remember, we are on historical allusion. What are we on? We are on what? Historical allusion. Yeah, can you type in for me? Type historical allusion. Let me see if you get the spelling. Type historical allusion quickly. Type historical allusion. Type it quickly. Historical allusion. I am waiting. Amel Sheikh 9803. Yeah, let me see your answer. Amel Sheikh, let me see your answer. Nefesi, let me see your answer. Moshood, let me see your answer. Yes, let me see your answer. God bless you. I'm a sheikh. That's good. Historical allusion. Put your hands together for yourself. Put your hands together for yourself. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And remember, historical allusion is when you make reference to history. Let me tell you this thing, and please do not forget, everything that you see about the political problem in Redemption Road happens in Liberia. So that is why it is called historical allusion. Now, who is the third person who overthrows somebody? Yes, I wrote it for you before. Who is the third person that overthrows somebody? Who is the third person? Tell me the third person who overthrows. The third person who overthrows. That means the person who overthrows President K. Yeah, thank you. I'm a sheikh. That's good. Fantastic. Yeah, Charles Taylor. Please do not forget. Remember, JAMB can set this question. They can ask you this question. So with that, yeah, thank you. Thank you. If I say thank you, I can see. Yeah, you got it right. Do not forget. Now with that, remember now, with that, we have seen. Look at the board again. The narrative techniques used in chapter 1. Third person omniscient point of view. We have seen flashback. Now they even flash us back. We are taking back to the problems, to the coup d'etat. You know coup d'etat. This is the spelling of coup d'etat. When you have military coming to oversee the government in power. Yeah, coup d'etat. So the flashback takes us to the coup d'etat that we have in Liberia. The flashback takes us, that's number one. The flashback takes us to 10 years ago where Granny May dies. At where? Charlie Town. Granny May dies at Charlie Town. Bendu Lewis is pushing her in wheelbarrow when the rebels are attacking Charlie Town. They are coming from Sumoville. They've gone to visit a cousin Rebecca at Sumoville. Let me give you that information right now. Let me give you that information as well. Sumoville. Yeah, Sumoville. They've gone to visit who? They've gone to visit cousin Rebecca at Sumoville. That is when the rebels start attacking them. Yeah, that's when the rebels start attacking them. So, top person omniscient point of view, flashback takes us to Charlottetown, then Sumoville, then the history of how these people are what are unseated from power. Then we have what? Historical allusion. Historical allusion leads us straight to President Stolbert, President K. Doe, and Charles Taylor. Do you understand? Making number 3. All this is happening. All this is happening at where? During the memorial service. All these are happening during the memorial. Yeah, Christiana Moturayo, welcome. Christiana Moturayo, welcome. You're welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. All right, now I've given you how many techniques now? I've given you 3 techniques in chapter 1 alone. In chapter 1 alone, and I've given you several instances. See, for the JAMB students, you are very, very lucky because they give you the options. But for the WAEC students, they are not as lucky because they want you to write out all this information. Should they ask you anything about flashback, they want you to talk about all these things that we are talking about. Are you getting me? Thank you. So aside that, okay, you want to write some things on the board? Yeah, you can keep writing that. So now, finally, the flashback in chapter 1 takes us to meet Commander Cobra. But I know you know Commander Cobra. Commander Cobra is the leader of the rebels. And according to the script, we were told that Commander Cobra has about 30 rebels, men, women, and children. He has about 30 rebels. The second in command to Commander Cobra, can you tell me? Yes, Akorede, can you just tell me that? Moshood Akorede, tell me the second in command to Commander Cobra during the attack at Charlottetown. Yeah, thank you. That is Samson, correct? That is Samson. So, after the attack, while Bendu is still assuring Grandma, we are getting out of here together. Hello, listen please, because we are going to number 4. We are going to the 4th narrative technique right now. The fourth narrative technique. We are going there to the fourth narrative technique in chapter 1. And that is what? Irony. Can you spell irony for me? Yeah, let me see you guys dropping your spellings of irony. Let me see you dropping your spellings of irony. Dropping your spellings of irony. Dropping your spellings of irony. Thank you. Thank you. If you say thank you. So now, how is irony used? How is irony used in chapter 1? Moshood, can you please tell us that? How is irony used? Moshood, tell us how is irony used? Okay, to save our time, because we are on 34 minutes right now, to save our time, irony is used when Bendu Lewis is assuring Granny May. Bendu Lewis, the granddaughter, is assuring the grandmother, Granny May Tyler Lewis, that grandmother, don't worry, we are getting out of here together, alive. Remember, irony is the difference between what is expected and what eventually happens. Irony is the difference between what is expected and what eventually happens. Can you take that down? Take that down, please, if you don't have that. Irony is the incongruity. Look at my board. Irony is the what? The incongruity. Incongruity. Incongruity means difference. Incongruity. This is between what is expected. Between what is expected and what eventually happens. That is irony. The incongruity. By incongruity, we mean difference. JAM students, in your use of English in JAM, they will ask you for synonyms. Even WAEC, they ask you for synonyms. The synonym of incongruity is difference. The incongruity between what is expected and what eventually happens. That is irony. So Bendu Lewis assuring Granny May, hello, rebels are chasing them. And Bendu is there, assuring the grandma, say, grandma, don't worry, we are getting out of here together alive. And the irony is that what? The reality is that what? Granny May never comes out alive. Akorede Moshood, thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. Granny May never gets out of there alive. She dies. Now, she is crying. Flashback. Remember, flashback. She is crying over the dead body of Granny May. That is when the rebels, and about the 30 rebels with Commander Cobra, that's where they come upon her. They come upon Bendu Lewis. She doesn't even care. Of course, the first instance, you know, when you are crying, you have tears blurring your face. You can't see clearly. When you have tears in your eyes, you can't see clearly. So, by the time Commander Cobra now introduces himself, that I am Commander Cobra, who are you? She answers, but she doesn't care. She really wants to die. Yes, she wants to die. And this brings us to another information about the character of Bendu Lewis. Bendu Lewis wants to die to go and meet her dead fiancé, because she is actually engaged to Jonah. The name of her fiancé, the name of Bendu's fiancé is Jonah. Let me see you type Nifesi. Nifesi, is your turn. Can you type Jonah for me? Nifesi, please type Jonah. Type Jonah. Let me see. Type Jonah for me. So while Nifesi is typing, yeah, that's good. She even sucked at it loudly. Yes, to show you the defiance. Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah, Moshood, please type in who is Jonah to Bendu. Moshood, now to you now. Moshood, over to you now. Who is Jonah to Bendu? Who is Jonah to Bendu? Quickly, who is Jonah to Bendu? Nifesi, can you see what Moshood wrote there? She even sucked at it loudly. That I don't care who you be, who are you? I want to die. Yes, I'm still waiting for Moshood's answer. I'm still waiting for Moshood's answer. Who is Jonah to Bendu? Who is Jonah to Bendu? Who is Jonah to Bendu? Let's ride on. So now, Bendu wants to die. Oh yeah, kill me, let me die safe. Kill me. Do you know this song? Do you know this song? This funny song that they used to sing. Kill me, make I die. I will never follow you to that station. My one oh day oh. Baba day house day Allah. If you want to kill me, make I die. I will never follow you to that station. Hello, that's just a funny. That's by the by the song that we used to sing to police people. Yeah, thank you. So now Bendu is like, if you want to kill me, let me go and meet my dead fiancé. They are engaged before he dies. Do you understand? So now with this now, we have four narrative techniques. For the white people among us, white we only ask you for 3 narrative techniques, and if you can mention this and you now get other instances from other chapters, then you are on your way. You are getting there. So while you look at the board, let us look at another another narrative technique. Another number 5 now. Another narrative technique used in chapter 1 is dialogue. Is what? Dialogue. We have dialogue in chapter 1 as well. Commander Cobra is addressing Bendu. And through the dialogue, we know that Bendu has class. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Moshood, this shows that you have read the text. Lovely, biblical allusion. Yeah. And if you see, are you there? Can you see that? Now, before we had a historical allusion before. So, now we are having what? Biblical allusion. Biblical allusion now. Biblical allusion. Because Jonah is not like the Bible, like the Jonah in the Bible that is running away from God's work. This particular Jonah that we're talking about here is ready to save the people. He's standing to defend the people. That is the Jonah that we have. That is the Jonah that Bendu is engaged to. So through this dialogue now, we know that Bendu has class. She speaks good English. When the rebels, when they hear us speak Lason, they were like, oh, this is a Congo girl here. So Bendu speaks well. She's from the upper class. The power of dialogue as a narrative technique is the one that shows us this. And all this is happening in what? In chapter 1. Then Commander Cobra is asking Bendu that how come you are able to speak these dialects of the people clearly? Then she lies. The Bendu lies that it's because I took a course in it. Not saying that what dead fiancé thought are the dialects of the people of Sumoville. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm still with you. I'm still here. Why you write that? Yeah, we are still here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Moshood. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Thank you, Moshood. That is good. That's a nice one. That's a nice addition there. Moshood is telling us that there is irony in the fact that Jonah in the Bible was not willing to work for God, while this Jonah, Bendu's fiancé, is willing to work for the people. But why Jonah in the Bible doesn't want to work for God? Jonah in Redemption Road, Bendu's fiancé, is willing to work for the people. Jonah for God. Jonah in the Bible for God. Jonah Bendu's fiancé in Redemption Road for the people. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. If you are just joining us, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let me know your name. If you once you are connected, just type in your name. Let me know that you have joined us. So now we have dialogue. Now let's run all the narrative techniques that we have in chapter 1. We have third person omniscient point of view, entering the mind of who? The mind of Bendu, telling us everything that she's thinking. She's telling us that they won't know the pain she's going through because she's there. She's the one that suffers with Granny May. So now when Bendu now stands up, flashback, please, flashback, do not forget. Bendu now stands up against Commander Cobra, say, I don't care. She's sucking at it to Commander Cobra. Samson, the deputy to Commander Cobra, raises his gun. He wants to shoot Bendu. But Commander says, no, don't shoot. Let me handle it myself. So now, at the end of the interaction, Commander Cobra commands Bendu to fall in line, to join his rebel group. Now just fall in line. Then, what does Bendu do? Bendu goes back to the wheelbarrow. She wants to push the wheelbarrow and follow Commander Cobra. The people now says, all the rebels, they say, look at you. Where we are going, there is no grave there. Your grandma is going to die here. Your grandma is dead, and she's going to be buried here. Yeah, your grandma is going to be buried here. So just leave her here. Only you follow. She says no. Bendu says no. She wants to go. Then Commander Cobra just moves ahead. Then he now looks back and signals Samson that he should take care of Bendu. Then Samson hits Bendu with the butt of his gun. Painfully hit the hand. The hand becomes swollen. The pain and the tears and the cry makes her pass out. Bendu passes out. She doesn't know where she's taken to. So that is how she loses contact with the corpse of Granny May. So let's fast forward. And when she wakes up, Moshood, if you are still online, if you are still online, I think Moshood has an idea already, but if you see, by the time Bendu will wake up, it is not in chapter 1, no. Not in chapter 1, no, but I'm just telling you about it. Not in chapter 1. By the time Bendu wakes up, she wakes up at Duluma. If you see, can you type that? If you're still online, whoever is online, let me see you type Duluma. Type Duluma for me. Let me see. Type Duluma. Let me see. If you are still online, welcome. Type Duluma. Let me see. Okay, Moshood. I said when Bendu wakes up, she wakes up at where? Duluma. Then I want you to type Duluma for me. Thank you. Correct. Thank you. Who else is there? That is it, Duluma. She wakes up at Duluma with a swollen hand. So while she's thinking about this, remember it is flashback. While she's thinking about, okay, if you see, I've seen you now, Duluma. When she's thinking about all this during the memorial service, flashback. Thinking about all this during the memorial service to honor her grandmother. So this is why this one is going on now. Someone now. Let's come back to reality now. You know that one is flashback. Someone now taps her shoulder. Someone taps Bendu's shoulder. And who is that? That is Agnes Jala. Agnes Jala taps Bendu's shoulder. Then she gets herself back and returns back to the present time, the memorial service. Then she now sees that, oh, Agnes, you are here. Tene, imagine, Tene suffers from malaria. Tene was hospitalized for malaria and she should still be at the hospital resting from the malaria treatment. But she wants to be there. She comes to the memorial as well so that they can support their director at Peace in Practice. Remember, I told you before that in chapter 1, they do not call Peace in Practice. In chapter 1, they call Peace in Practice Education Center. Peace Education Center. Let me write that here. Peace Education Center. Peace Education Center. Then when Agnes, remember Agnes is the one who taps. Yes or yes? Moshood, are you still there? Moshood, are you still there? I just said that. I just told you now that Agnes taps her shoulder, like comforting her. Okay, let's read together. Let's read this portion together. Let's read that portion there together. Someone put a comforting hand on her shoulder, and Bendu was startled out of her thoughts. Look at it. Thoughts. The word thought there is proving to you that it is what? Third person, omniscient point of view. The word thoughts here is proving to us that is what? Third person, omniscient point of view. She blinked and looked around her now at her family and at the friends who had come to Granny May's memorial service to sympathize with her. There was Agnes, a colleague from the Peace Education Center. So Agnes taps her. And at the end of chapter 1, thank you, Moshood, thank you. At the end of chapter 1, Bendu tells us, how can people tell you, how can people say so easily that let bygone be bygone? The war is gone. Let bygone be bygone. Forget about the past. Continue with your life. Bygone can never be bygone to her. That is not easy, because now she sees the pain. That's the punchline. No? That's the punchline, and I want you to write the punchline down. Please note the punchline there. Write the punchline down there. Sometimes, can you see that? Sometimes it all seems so far away. The nightmare that was the war. But sometimes the memories were so sharp they left her debilitated. A year with the fighters had changed her life forever, and she couldn't understand how so many war survivors could say so easily, forget it, let it go, or let bygones be bygones. For Bendu, forgetting was out of the question, but remembering and doing nothing about it was even worse. Hello? Remembering and doing nothing about it is even worse. Yeah, that's the end of chapter 1. But quickly, at this point, let me tell you something about that place. Hello, but remembering about the war and not doing anything about it is more painful. Can you, hello, Moshood has read the text. Can you tell me what that place is referring to? Quickly. Yes, quickly. Yeah, that's the board there. The things that you're just joining us. Remembering and doing nothing. Remembering the war and doing nothing about it is the most painful part. How? Yes. How? Yes, how? Moshood, I'm still waiting for you. How? Okay, let me answer the question to save our time. Let me answer the question. Remembering the civil war and doing nothing about it, there is a foreshadow. There is what? If you see what I call it, that's number 6. There is what? Foreshadow. Foreshadow. Moshood Akorede, that's foreshadow there. Remembering the war and doing nothing about it. Remembering the war and doing nothing about it. That's foreshadow. And then finally, so that we can move on. Finally, number 7, we have suspense. We have suspense. Yeah, we have suspense. Suspense. As the foreshadow. Let's go back to the foreshadow if you are still with me. As the foreshadow. Somewhere in the following chapters, maybe around chapter 7, Commander Cobra comes to town. Commander Cobra comes to town from his hideout. He comes to town. Fortunately, Bendu Lewis sees Commander Cobra. Bendu Lewis sees Commander Cobra, and Bendu Lewis determines, reports Commander Cobra. You know now in chapter 1, at the end of chapter 1, we are told that remembering the war and doing nothing about it is more painful. Now, Bendu Lewis sees Commander Cobra, and she goes to the hospital, to the police station to go and report that Commander Cobra is guilty of war crimes. So that particular part of the end of the chapter 1 is foreshadow. Foreshadow. Then what's the suspense there? What is the suspense there that we have? The suspense that we have there. There's a particular place at the end of chapter 1. Bendu is telling us, they are saying bygone should be bygone. But would they forgive her if they know what she has done? The 1 year that she is with the rebels, if they know what she has done, would they forgive her? Then we as the readers, we want to know what she has done. We want to know what she has done during that 1 year. But chapter 1 does not tell us. So that is suspense. Suspense is deliberate withholding of the outcome of an action. I will take that again so that you can jot it down. Anything I say in this class that you can't get the meaning, I want you to go back and check the meaning in your dictionary, in your anthology after the class. Suspense, deliberate withholding, deliberate holding back. I want to give you sweets. Take sweet. I want to give you sweet. Then I'm doing like this. I'm taking it away from you. Take sweet. I'm taking it back. That's suspense. Take sweet. Take sweet, then I'm what? Taking it back like this. And the way that game that I used to play. So you want to know, will you give me or you won't give me? That is suspense. We are curious to know if they will forgive her. So let me jump the gun. Let me just give you an idea of what she has done. After this one, we are going into chapter 2 quickly, or maybe we'll call chapter 2 tomorrow. I will allow you to go and read chapter 2. Or if you say we should continue chapter 2, I will tell you about chapter 2. But let me give you something that she has done. Do you know that Bendu Lewis, during the Moshood, are you still there? During that 1 year that she spends with the rebels, she gets pregnant. She gives birth to a child, to a girl. And she abandons the baby girl with the rebels. That is what Bendu has done. So now she's not saying that if they know that she has given birth to a girl during that 1 year, and she does not even breastfeed this girl, and she now abandons, to make matter worse, she now abandons the girl with the rebels, will they forgive her? Will they forgive her? So that is suspense. We want to know if they forgive her. I won't tell you if they forgive her right now, but subsequently we are going to talk about if she is forgiven or she is not forgiven. So with that, we come to the end of chapter 1 and all the narrative techniques used in chapter 1. Remember, chapter 1 is the memorial service organized for Catherine May Tyler Lewis, Bendu's grandma. 10 years after her death. 10 years after her death, that's when they are doing a memorial service. And during this memorial service, about people are gathered in their hundreds. Then Bendu now thinks about the past, of how she loses her grandmother. She thinks of narrative techniques, and these are the narrative techniques that we have here on the board. Third person omniscient point of view, POV means point of view. Third person omniscient point of view. We have flashback, we have allusion, We have the historical allusion and the biblical allusion. I know you still remember. You still remember the President Tolbert, President Kedo, Charles Taylor. Then we have irony as well. We have irony. We have dialogue. We have foreshadow. We have suspense. We have all these narrative techniques in chapter 1. Any question? If you are still online, Moshood, if you are still there, Nifesi, if you are still there, if you have any question, can you type in your question? Yes, type in your questions, Hi, yes. Moshood, you are still here. Do you have any question? That's the end of chapter 1. Nifesi, do you understand chapter 1? Okay. Nifesi, do you understand chapter 1? Okay, thank you. So let's ask about the other person too. Nifesi, do you understand chapter 1? Do you understand the story? Okay. Korede, you are the one. Okay, thank you. I can see that. Thank you. Nifesi, where are you? Tell us. Do you understand chapter 1 too? Nifesi, do you understand chapter 1? Is Nifesi sleeping? Okay, do we go on to chapter 2 and talk about the narrative techniques? Or we take that some other time? The other time we have in our class, we are going to rush things. So I want you to read along. So when we just come to the class, we just talk about. No, okay, not really. Nifesi, do you understand? Do you understand chapter 1 a little bit? From 1 to 10, tell me your points. How well you've understood chapter 1. Nifesi, tell me how well you have understood chapter 1. Rate it 1 to 10. Rate it 1 to 10. Tell me how you have understood chapter 1. Rate it 1 to 10. I'm waiting for you, Nifesi, before we continue. Tell me your understanding of chapter 1, Nifesi. 1 to 10, rate it. Okay, Moshood, your own is 10. Thank you. I'm waiting for the other person, Nifesi, now to know how well she has understood. Nifesi, are you still there? Nifesi, rate it quickly. How well do you understand? Do you understand chapter 1? How well? Because I'm going to give us a task. The little one that you joined. Yes, the little one that you joined. Do you understand the little one that you joined? Rate your understanding of the little one that you joined. 1 out of 10. So what is going on? This is what we do now. But should I still there? For chapter 2. Okay, I've seen that. Thank you. I've seen your feedback. Thank you. 6. Okay, that's impressive. That's interesting. So in chapter 2 now, I want you to tell me where suspense is used. Please take that down. Take it down. How is suspense used in chapter 2? How is suspense used in chapter 2? That's number 1. You are going to read chapter 2 and we are coming back to class maybe tomorrow or in 2 days' time. I will give you the question from now. Yes, Yusuf, Isaac, Segir, you are just joining the class now. Welcome. Segir, welcome. All right. I have a big question for you, for everyone here. And you're going to see the answer in chapter. You will not see the answer in chapter 2. But please take this question down. Moshood, take this question down, please. Because when we see in class, we are going to talk about it. What is the relationship? What is the relationship between Moses Vani and the teenage boys. What is the relationship between Moses Vani and the teenage boys at Temple of Justice? That's the question. That's the question. Akorede, Moshood, is that taken? What is the relationship between Moses Vani and the teenage boys at the Temple of Justice? At the Temple of Justice. Yes, that's the question. That's the question. Can you see the question? If you can see the question, please type yes. I want you to fish out this answer for me in chapter 2. Okay, Moshood, thank you. Oh, Moshood, do you have the answer now? Moshood, do you have the answer now? You have the answer? Moshood, do you have the answer? I don't beat you this time around. You've been winning me all this while. You've been winning me, putting the answer there, but God don't catch you now. God don't catch you. So what's the relationship between Moses Vani and the teenage boys at the Temple of Justice? I want you to read chapter 2. Well, so you give me this answer, please. So once we come to the next class, just type in the answers for me, please. And please do not use Google. Do not use ChatGPT. Don't use any AI. And when the boys were hailing him, what is the relationship between them? The hailing is not the relationship. What is the relationship between them? God don't catch you. God don't catch you this time around. All right. We have the question. So you're going to tell me how suspense is used in chapter 2. That's number 1. Number 2, you're going to tell me the relationship between Moses Vani and the teenage boys at the Temple of Justice. That's question number 2. Okay. Then flashback is also used on the street. Nah lie. Just wait. Go and read it first. Go and read it. You are guessing. No. That's not the relationship. You see, the answer is not in chapter 2 per se. For you to get the answer, you have to read ahead. You have to read beyond chapter 2. The answer is there, and you'll be shocked. Let me see you guys read it, and then tomorrow we'll talk about, or maybe anytime we're having a class, we'll talk about the relationship. It matters, though. For Moshood, for instance, now, you see, Jamb will now say, if Jamb should ask you, Jamb will say A, on the street. B, they were hailing him. C, he remembers it was once like them. Oh yeah, D, what is that D? Do you understand now? So it's a very, very tough one. Moses Vani used the boys during the war time. Oh yeah. Clap for that guy now. Tap the screen and clap for that guy. Tap the screen and clap for that guy. That's Segiri. Tap the screen and clap for Segiri. Moses Vani used, you should have said Moses Vani uses the boys during the war time. Yeah, Segiri, that's your applause. Yeah, they're tapping, they're clapping for you, that's it. Enjoy, smile at yourself. Oh yeah, smile at yourself. Yeah. Okay. So Moses Vani uses the boys during the war time. How? 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 So, and you tell me how flashback is used, please. One, tell me how suspense is used. Two, tell me relationship again. Go and read. Nifesi, you especially, I want you to go and read. Okay? Segir is thanking you guys for clapping for him. Oh yeah. Then you tell us how flashback is also used. But let me quickly tell you about chapter 2. So that we know that we have done chapter 1 and chapter 2 today. But you go and do the assignment. In chapter 2, Moses Vani, who doubles as Commander Cobra. Nifesi, Moses Vani is also Commander Cobra. Nifesi, if you are still there, Moses Vani is Commander Cobra. That Cobra that I told you in chapter 1 that is leading the rebels, he has two names. He has two identities. The second one is what? Moses Vani. So away from rebels and the war, he has another name, and that's who? That's Moses Vani. He comes to Temple of Justice to negotiate a deal with Justice who? Moshood. What's the name of the justice? Suspense there. What's the name of the justice? Segir, can you tell me the name of the justice? What's the name of the justice? Yes, I'm with you. What's the name of the justice? That's your assignment. So Moses Vani is is using a Pajero Jeep. Moses Vani is using a Pajero Jeep, and his driver, the driver's name is Wia. The driver's name is Wia. Moshood, can you type the name of the driver for me? Type the name of the driver, let me see. It's only Moshood, only Moshood. I want Moshood to type the name of the driver for me. What is the name of the driver who drives Commander Cobra, Moses Vani? I just told you now that the name of the driver is Wia. Type the name of the driver for me. I'm still waiting. Quickly. Type the name of the driver. Okay, anyone in the house who knows the name of the driver who drives Moses Vani. If you know the name of the driver, type it, please. Type it quickly. If you know the name of the driver who drives Moses Vani, type it. Yeah, Nifesi, thank you. Oh yeah, please, tap the screen and clap for Nifesi. Tap the screen and clap for Nifesi. I'm sure you don't late. They don't carry them before you. Nifesi don't carry the prize before you. Okay, that's weird. Where's the driver and as well as bodyguard? Nifesi, yeah, enjoy your applause. They're clapping for you. Yeah, enjoy your applause. Oh yeah, Nifesi, you don't swell, Abby. So you don't get one, Abby. That's good. I want us to just keep getting it like that so that we can run fast. When we see live, when we see in classrooms, we can know that we are ahead. Do you understand? Thank you. So where is the bodyguard? Where is the bodyguard and the driver? And the brand of car that Moses Vani drives is Pajero Jeep. So in this Pajero, he's taken to the Temple of Justice. And when he gets down at the Temple of Justice, these boys on the street, these teenage boys on the street, they start hailing him. The first among them is Simeon. The first among these teenage boys that are hailing Moses Vani is Simeon. Chapter 2 now. Chapter 2 now. Moses Vani goes to the Temple of Justice, like the Ministry of Justice in Liberia. They call it Temple of Justice, Ministry of Justice. He goes there. He wants to go and see Justice Dagose. Justice Dagose. Let me write the name of the justice for you. Yes. It goes to say justice that go say at the temple of justice to negotiate a deal. And there's a sticker in front of his Pajero Jeep. The sticker reads that what? In the course of the people, the struggle continues. The sticker has been there for almost 20 years now. Eh? When President Doe, look here, see, look at this. Yeah. When President K. Doe comes into power, he organizes his political party, People's Redemption Council. President K. Doe, his political party, People's Redemption Council. So their slogan is in the cause of the people, the struggle continues. In the cause of the people, the struggle continues. Who can tell me the slogan of APC? Who can tell me the slogan of APC? The slogan of APC. Yes? Nifesi, can you type it? Segir, can you type it? The slogan of APC in Nigeria. The slogan of our own APC. Change. Yes, change. Thank you. But PRC now. What is the full meaning of PRC in Redemption Road? Thank you. Thank you. Nifesi, thank you. Yeah, what is the full meaning of PRC in Redemption Road? What is the full meaning of PRC in Redemption Road? What is the meaning of PRC in Redemption Road? People's, thank you. It remains apostrophe and S. It remains apostrophe and S. People's Redemption Council, PRC, not party, not party. It is what? Council. People's Redemption Council. Thank you. So, who founded PRC? Who founded PRC? President K. Doe. President K. Doe. And their slogan is what? In the cause of the people, the struggle continues. Then Moses Vani, now back to chapter 2. Moses Vani now says, enough is enough. Enough is enough. The struggle has continued for so long. Now it is time for action. It is time for the struggle to end. Then as he steps out of the Pajero Jeep, Simeon and the smallest of the teenage boys, Alfonso. The Simeon is like the oldest, but the one he knows most among them, Simeon, and the young one there is Alfonso. So looking at these teenage boys on the street, he remembers his own childhood, that he also grew up on the streets. Moses Vani remembers that he loses his father when he is 11 years old. Moses Vani loses his father and his mother when he is 11 years old. They are traveling from Monrovia to Sannikele. I will write it down for you on the board and you can see. They are traveling from where? They are traveling from Sannikele to Monrovia. Traveling from Sannikele, that is the spelling. Yes, Sannikele to Monrovia. They are from Sannikele. So now they are traveling from Sannikele. They are going to where? Monrovia. Whoever doesn't know now, okay, Moshood, you are still in the house. If you see me, don't know, where is Monrovia? Where is Monrovia? Where is Monrovia? Anyone? Where is Monrovia? Where's Monrovia? Monrovia. Where's Monrovia? I've not seen answer. And I still have 3 people online. Where's Monrovia? No idea. Don't tell me you are consulting ChatGPT. Monrovia is the capital of Liberia. The capital of Liberia. Like we have Abuja. You know, Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. So Monrovia is also the capital of Liberia. Monrovia is the capital of Liberia. So now, when Moses Vani is just 11 years old, his parents were traveling from Monrovia, from Sanikeli to Monrovia in a minibus. Then the minibus tumbles because of overload. Too much load. The minibus is meant for just 15 people. The minibus is meant for how many people? Please type in your answer. The minibus is meant for how many people? The minibus is meant for how many people? The minibus is meant for how many passengers? Thank you. If I say thank you. Yeah, thank you. The minibus is meant for 15 passengers. But this particular minibus carries times 2. That is 30. Carries times 2. 30. Apart from 30, thank you, Segir. Apart from 30 people now, you know what happens again to the minibus? They now loaded it with loads on top at the back. They have goats among the loads. Loads on top, loads everywhere. Apart from the fact that they have how many people already, that the bus is carrying times 2 of the normal passengers already. Then, unfortunately, the minibus tumbles into a ravine, into a ditch. 10 people lose their lives. 10 people lose their lives on that day. So sad. Thank you. That's super overload. That's super overload. A goat normally doesn't want to go somewhere easily before. They now added goats to 30 people. So overloaded minibus. So now, 10 people lose their lives on that day. And among the victims, Moses Vani's father and mother are among them. So that is how Moses Vani loses his father at the age of 11. We have this information in chapter 2. So now, he sees himself in these young boys, these teenage boys, that he also was once on the street. So he is assuring these boys that don't worry, I have not forgotten you guys. I will do something for you guys. I've not forgotten you guys. But this is irony. This is what? Irony. Because Moses Vani does not live to remember the boys. Shortly after this promise is made, Moses Vani now sees Bendu Lewis. Bendu Lewis reports him to the police. So Moses Vani is now becoming a problem for his sponsors, for his ogas. Very soon now. We have 2 more minutes to the end of the class. We have 2 more minutes to the end of the class. 2 more minutes. I've given you assignment already. I'm just giving you information on the chapter 2. Just 2 more minutes now. So let me run what I wanted to tell you about the chapter 2. So now he sees himself in these boys and he promises them, but he does not live to fulfill the promise. So he tells them that don't worry. In fact, Wia wants to pursue the boys away from Moses Vani, but Moses Vani says, no, Wia, don't do that. They are my boys. So when he stops Wia from pursuing the boys are happy. And the boys can now make mouth that, you don't know that this man is our own father. You want to stop us. This man is our puppy. is our father. So Museveni give the boys money and he promises them. Then he goes straight into the temple of justice. He goes straight into the temple of justice. He believes that when people's lives are hanging in the balance, they always call for him. Moses Vani believes that when people's lives are hanging in the balance, it is always him. Then he's asking himself, why always me? I beg, I'm asking you, what is that life what are those lives that are hanging in the balance? What does it come to do at Temple of Justice? I want you to answer that in the next class. And if you don't have the information, I will definitely tell you what that is all about. Do not forget my assignment in chapter 2. To God be the glory, we are able to take chapter 1 and chapter 2. So please do the assignment on chapter 2, then try and read 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we now meet in the next class, we are talking about the narrative techniques straight and the things that you might have overlooked while reading the text. Thank you so much for joining the class this evening. Moshood Akorede, I appreciate you for staying in the class from the beginning to the end. Nifesi, yes, I thank you for your participation, for the questions you've answered. Yeah, Segir, though you came late, thank you for sticking to the class. If you have any question as you read, do not hesitate to, you're welcome to send your questions to me. Do you understand? By the time this lecture is uploaded, if you have any question based on these chapters and what we have discussed, just come back to YouTube and put your question in the comments, then we take it off from there. Do you understand? Thank you so much. So praying you a wonderful and a refreshing night. Let's catch up some other time and we continue. God bless you. Can I say good night? Can I say good night? Can I say good night? Should you are the only one who is saying good night. Segir, can I say good night? Segir, don't worry. Segir, you're going to get the lecture. The live will still be there. So, all right, good night. Good night. Yeah, and if I say good night, thank you. Segir, how about you? All right. Thank you. Good night. See you some other time. God bless you all. Continue to read and understand. Moshood, Masu Mojo, your jam is around the corner. Kawe Mojo Nio. My join I want to face you. I want to small, but Moshood Masu. All right, bye.